You likely have fed a wild animal at some point, say a deer or a bear, or at least you've thought about doing so. What could be wrong with that? It seems like a nice thing to do. Well, it turns out that feeding wild animals can cause serious problems. First, let's clarify something. A wild animal isn't a stray cat or dog, but a deer, a fox, a bear, or other animals that strictly live in the wild. To keep it easy to understand, let's break it down into three main reasons. The first being the risk of causing danger to other humans, or even yourself. Before we continue, however, here's a reminder to hit that subscribe button and the like button. Let's say you decided to feed a bear your leftover hamburger. To that animal, you just gave him a free and easy meal. So now, he sees you as one of his main sources of food. This means he will likely start seeking out people as a method of obtaining food. Instead of hunting, this can be very bad. As if he suddenly feels threatened, he could easily cause serious harm to someone or even kill them. And just in general, it's not a good idea for larger and more dangerous animals to be comfortable going up to people at random. Usually when it's known that something like this is happening or that humans regularly feed an animal like this, it will end up being put down. So that kind and generous act just ended up killing that animal. Now for the second reason, human food is not animal food. If an animal gets used to eating food provided by humans, that can lead to serious malnutrition, as those foods don't include the same sources of nutrition as what a deer or, say, a bear would normally eat. This can significantly damage their immune systems, which alone can lead to certain diseases or other similar infections, as well as other related health problems occurring after a longer period of such behavior. And ultimately, it can greatly shorten their lifespan. Lastly, let's go over some less specific reasons. First, we all know what can happen when a deer makes its way on a road at nighttime, and when you feed that animal, usually in the same location, it will only increase the chance of such events to occur. Also, if you set out food for certain animals which are prone to carrying diseases, that only further exposes you or your pet to the same disease. For example, rabies. There are a great number of animals that can be infected by this disease, like deer, rats, or mice, raccoons, the list goes on. So having these animals dwelling on your property or someone else's can lead to such problems. Similarly, certain animals usually attract pests and they tend to follow. Or let's say a raccoon spends a great deal of time in your backyard. You definitely would not want it to go through your trash. One last thing, feeding wildlife in some areas is actually against the law. So you really may want to think twice before feeding wild animals.